Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we talk about personal finance, investing, and chart analysis. Today we're going to be looking at ticker symbol TGT, Target. They do have earnings today, and I actually just wanted to look at the chart, look at the financial data points, and see if the stock is overvalued or overpriced or underpriced. See if institutions are buying or selling, and maybe find opportunity. So I know Target has had a little bit of a controversial year with their clothing that they're putting out or whatever they had on displays. I'm not really sure, but I think the stock has come back quite a bit. So we'll take a look at the financial data points in the chart and see if it should be going higher or lower. Let's jump in. All right, you guys, we're looking at Target, and let me move my big old head. All right, the stock is $55, and looking at the daily chart, wow, pretty big gap up right here. Went from 109 to 126 overnight, and it's risen to 155. Let's look at the bigger picture and then drill down from there. All right, so it has had it looks like a cyclical sell-off. So that timing with stores, displays, etc., seems like it was it fit into the narrative of the cycle. So looking at the bigger picture, the RSI, the strength has cooled down and it's actually heading up. So it looks like we're getting some strength here. The momentum looks like it is curling upward. That's a good sign. Money flow looks like it's kind of going down. We'll check and see if institutions are selling this one. Relative momentum, look at that big U curve around right here. So overall, this seems like a pretty solid stock going in the right direction. Earnings per share, this is good news. Although it fell off pretty big from 2022, it's still in the upward direction. Sales, again, this is amazing. They make $109 billion. They made $109 billion in 2023. Shares outstanding going down. They are not diluting shareholders. That's a good sign. So let's go ahead and check what the possible stock price could be. We'll add 71 billion to 690 million. They have income of 3 billion 630 million, and they have sales of 106 billion 890 thousand. That's or 890 million. Insane numbers right there. All right, let's go ahead and look at their cash and their debt. If you're asking how I came to this calculation, I worked for a microcap company. Financial regulators came in and essentially every 100 million in sales equals $1 in the stock price. So they have cash of 2,229 million. 2,229 million. Yes. And they have total debt of 16,139 million. 16,139 million. Yep. Okay, let's just really quickly. Total assets 53.3 billion. Total liabilities 42.1 billion. Pretty crazy. Long-term debt. Total debt 16 billion. This is the highest it's ever been. That's also crazy. Total cash on hand, kind of low. Going back, if we're looking back to 2020, it's kind of low at the moment. So we're going to go back up here and bring this up. Divide this by the shares float of 460 million, 480,000. So a stock price of 365, that's insane. That's like all-time highs right there if it were to get there. But again, we're also not discounting that they do have a dividend, so they do provide income to shareholders. So this looks like it's on the road to Profitsville. I mean, they are profitable, but I mean more money. Their profit margin is 3.4%. Gross margin 24.5%. Pretty decent. That's actually good. Price to earnings, that's actually 19 is not bad with the forward price to earnings, meaning with the current sales and momentum. With the guidance that they had provided, this stock is cheap. This price is cheap in the future. So not bad. What are institutions doing? So we're going to see what the latest institutional data is by seeing what new forms had just come in. So FinViz, I don't know how often they update their data. It's definitely not daily or constant. So they have the older data of 80.74% ownership. This website here shows up to the day. So they have 93.76% ownership. So that's an increase of 13% ownership based off of that old data provided by FinViz. Vanguard added 2 million shares. Capital World sold 6 million shares. State Street added 3 million shares. BlackRock sold about less than 2 million shares. Looking at all-time institutional ownership, it's definitely as high as, let's see if I can make it bigger. So it's at the same levels it was back in June of 2023. So it's possibly coming back to go higher like this. We can see it goes up, kind of made a rounding bottom and then up. So not as much ownership as back in 2019, 2020, but still pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at the chart a little bit closer here. Look at this. This resistance like went all the way back to 1998, got tested back in 2023. That is a 25-year line of resistance and support. How insane. Let's see if this, what I'm going to do now is see if this bottom of 104 was the actual bottom. And I'm going to do that by going to the all-time high of 268.98 and going to the low here of 102.93. Close. 102.93. Okay. So we can see this. What this does is it shows the price action before it happened. So if I would have drawn back in November 21 and done this, I would have no idea. But if I would have seen this candle on February 2022 and I created this, I could have potentially mapped this. And this is what I've been doing as part of my charts going forward. So you'll see that in some of my videos. But you can see it respects it here, acts as support. The candle comes up, falls through all the way to the second inner ring here. This inner ring gets tested as resistance, comes down, it falls through, actually it acts as support right here, comes up, stock falls through, comes up, stock at this inner ring acts as support, falls through, comes up, acts as support, resistance, and now we could see this come and test 171. So let me this line was, I'm going to remove that. This line was already here, so let's just extend that to the right. So the bullish setup, I think we go to 170. The bearish setup, I think we could be stuck in this limbo. If we're stuck in this limbo here, we might see an apex of May, March, April of next year. However, based off of this momentum, this is really strong, and I think we could see a test of the 170 here. So again, we're in a really thin channel. You can see it acted as support, support, resistance. This channel acted as support, support, support. It's going to come up and probably touch its head here, 159. And then it needs to hit 170 as resistance number 2. Resistance number 3, 196. And then we just have over encompassing around 200 to 217. So pretty crazy move from target here. Just trying to see where we could see more resistance or support. Here we go. So the stock has never broken above this blue line here. We're going to see an apex. If the stock does go up, we'll see an apex right here where all this congestion is going to be. 170s probably. If it doesn't break 170s and stay above by end of summer, it could get really choppy, and it could just trade sideways. So again, possible move to 170s is what we're looking for. I mean, the stock has not had a big pullback in a while. So the bottom back in October of 2023 was 103. It's gone up to 155. So it's not a huge, it's not even 100% gainer like we've seen with other stocks. So it's moving pretty steadily. And again, we are seeing good support here. So I would think the stock would come back to here first. Would come back to 139 if it did go down. And we can see the stock has acted as support, support, resistance, 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 support. So 139 as the low, 171 as the high. Could even go as high as 177 as the high. So if you're doing options and you're doing, maybe I don't know what the correct term is, if it's a butterfly or a straddle, but staying within 177 and 139 is where we're looking for a sweet spot. So that's target. Let me know your thoughts. If you guys made it this far, let me know if you think I'm crazy. Leave a comment, hit subscribe, hit the like. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.